Hello, welcome to the Spider's Web. I've decided, just for a quick little video, we're going to be doing the Orc Cleric of Gruumsh. I'm still not quite sure whether it's Gruumsh or Gruumsh. I've heard it pronounced both ways, but I think the majority of people I know pronounce it Gruumsh, so I will continue to do so. So, let's see what we have. When we have what seems to be a lot of chainmail, or orcish equivalent, we have a lot of armoury type thing, fur, we have a spear totem with bones, we'll do like a stone spearhead, and a shield. So without further ado, there's not much actually in the line of flesh here, so I think what we can do first of all is do the flesh. Where have I put it? It's down here. No, I couldn't find it. It's down here. We'll go again with the Blood of Gruumsh. Well, there's not much of this to go around. Let's pull the table towards me a little bit. Okay, so we'll go with the Blood of Gruumsh, and we just need to do the face. I want to try and get a thin coverage, or as thin as possible coverage when you're doing something like this. Simply because you've not stripped it, you've just you're just basically painting over what was already there. So you know, to try and get it so that you have as much of the detail as possible, you really could do with applying a very what's the word? Looking for a very thin coat of paint. It looks as though he has some form of, I don't know whether you can see that. So it looks like he's got some form of strap that goes below his eye. So let's paint the skin part there. And I'm just looking, it looks as though he's wearing gloves, so I think that's all we've got. Excuse me, I think that's all we've got in the line of skin. So that's a bit of a mammoth undertaking there. So let's just wash our brush out and get on to the next step, which, as you all know me, for where are you? Come on. Where are you hiding? Going to say, you all know me for when I'm painting metal, it has to have, there we are, got it. I can't see for looking tonight. Laddie's birthday today, he's 4 years old, so I took him to a local lake. It's been a nice warm day and I'm absolutely shattered. It's turning a lot out of me, so my thoughts may not be very coherent tonight, I'm afraid, but we'll plod on regardless. So can assume that that is going to be metal, as will that. So as per usual, everything that you want metal is going to be, well, everything that I want metal is going to be base coated here with tin bits. Here we go, some metal anyway. Nope, I've got a little bit there I've missed. I was trying to be a bit more precise in what I'm doing because I'm tired. I don't want to miss anything, and there's going to be a few things in this I'm not quite sure whether it's metal or not, and I'm just hoping it isn't, but I may be wrong. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, picking a pokey. Let's see what we can do next. I think we can add a new colour into the mix, and that new colour, when I find it, will be the staff for the spear, and it is Dryad Bark. So, oops, stand up, Mr. Lid. You're supposed to. Good boy. I will do this as a wooden staff. We'll also do all the ropes, twine that's holding it together in this, and we'll just do it as like an undercoat or a base coat before we highlight it to make it look more like the string that it will be. I think I'm going to keep the staff handle itself. This column, I'm not going to do much else to it. That's for the most part is done, completed, finished with. I'm not quite sure what these would be, but idea what other things will be on it, so that's that. Now, what needs to be done with the rest of that spear is highlights, taking up the from the black, greys, and then going into whites. This needs, I would say, either white or Screaming Skull, covering that, and then washed with Agrax Earthshade to give it the bone look, because I think they'll be made out of bone. Same with that there. I think we're going to have leather gloves. I think there's areas that I can see could well be flesh, so I'm going to do them as such. Looking at the moulding and the way it's looking, I would say that this is actually orc flesh, so if in doubt, do it and say it is. There we go. Can I see anything like that on this side? Not really. But I say, if in doubt, do it and say it is. So I'm going to pop a little bit in there, a little bit in there, a little bit in there, and a little bit in there. There we go. Sod that, let's just paint it. And we can go over later to disguise what we've done that we shouldn't have. And that's really what I like about this. The way I do things is like this is, well, I get it done, you can always disguise it afterwards. Okay, so we've done the dried bark. Now let's get the Rhinox hideouts. I will do the boots and the gloves and the Rhinox hide. Also do any hair I can see, hair or fur in Rhinox hide. I think that is like a fur. The way it's done it, I would say it was fur. That's definitely hair. As I think is that. Oops. So I got myself into a really comfortable position with my hand, and I hadn't realised that I'd gone off camera. I am sorry. So get that done. He's wearing some form of helmet, which I, looking at it, would say is a kind of leather. So I think I'll do that in the Ujit thing we were using. What was it? Rhinox hide. Oops. leather or hair or fur will do in the same colour. All we have to do later on is to highlight it different colour to give it a different effect. As I hope I have mentioned time and time again, oops, they're just playing pieces, markers to show you where things are on the board, so treat them as such. If however you don't plan on playing with them and you just want to do them so that they are going into a display cabinet or just on a windowsill as ornaments, then yeah, spend a little more time doing the painting. You want to make them look much better than I'm doing these. You need to spend the time on the highlighting, you need to spend the time on basing, you need to make them look top notch. This kind of painting won't do for any display work, really, seriously, it won't. From a distance it looks okay, but when you get up close there's a lot of things will let it down. And if you want to use these, as I say, as display models, people are going to be looking closely at them. Whereas for gameplay they're just going to be on a board and on a table, and you're looking at them from a distance. It's a good tabletop quality painting. It certainly isn't display quality, nowhere near. I don't even try to do display quality, even for the ones that I don't play and that I use as like just ornaments, like the 40k stuff I've got. I don't play the game, I collect the models, I paint the models. Okay, I spend a little more time painting the models than I do here, but they're certainly not good enough, I don't think, really, for the majority of people's idea of display quality. But the only people who see them are me and Laddie, and occasionally I do bring them out and have a game with them, so this sort of like dual purpose, but they look good on the table, they look good in the cabinet, that's all that matters. One of these days I'm going to bring them out and let you have a look. I keep saying that, I keep forgetting, but we'll see what we can do when we finish this series. Okay, so we've got the Fang now. Not being silly, that's the name of the paint, the Fang. It used to be shadow grey, but not anymore. And for this we're just going to do a quick waft over the spear tip of the spear. With that, there we go. I don't think there's anything else that needs doing with that. Nope. So we've done that. Now we're going to be bringing out some more greys and then finish off with a white. Dawnstone we'll bring out. There was Administratum Grey, if I can find that one. There's White Scar and Administratum Grey. Well, so we'll start off with Dawnstone first. This is the one that was Codex Grey, I think. So, and it's just a quick waft over. We don't want to be hiding all of the previous colour paint, the Shadow Grey or the Fang, whichever version you have. Okay, that can now be closed because we've had enough of that. While we're waiting for that to dry, I'm going to get the white out, and I'm going to do the bone part of this. I think my white's gone. Let's see how it covers. And just in case you wonder what the funny noise is, the laddie's going into the bathroom for a drink. When I say he's going into the bathroom for a drink, that's where his food bowl is. Should not be moments, I have a phone call from my daughter. There we go. Phone calls notwithstanding. Let's carry on. Might get a knock at the window in a bit because my daughter's coming round. She's just been to the cinema at the back of my flat, and she's coming picking the car up. Save her phone in a taxi going home. So we're going to be doing all the white parts of this, and then we can give it a wash over later with Agrax Earthshade to give the what's it, the bone look of this. There we go. Doesn't look much at the moment. Once we get the wash on, it will look a whole lot different. So where have we got to now? Done 2 shades of grey on the spear tip. So let's get Administratum Grey out, and let's give a slightly paler look to some of the grey. Again, we're not looking towards covering all the grey with this one. We want some of the older grey to show through. There we go. Next, so I'll wait for that to dry. We will do, using Screaming Skull, what we did with the archers for the teeth, the fangs or tusks, whatever you want to call them. We need to make them a bit more noticeable. Saying that I only see one. Okay, so if there's only one, that's all I can do. We'll also do the twine that's around the spear. It's not looking too good because I've got a bit too much paint on my brush. It's going in all the crevices where I don't want it to go in, but it should be okay for the purpose what we're using it for. Once we go over with the Agrax Earthshade wash, I should sort it out and disguise it that little bit. I think that is it. I'm going to go over the edging of that because I don't know exactly what it's supposed to be made out of. You see that? Okay, now I'm going to dig out the Rhinoxide again just to touch up bits of the spear. Okay, so got some on his glove there, and at the bottom there, oops, to go over his glove and the underneath of the spear. I've got some white on it, and that wasn't Rhinoxide, that was dried bark, wasn't it? So that's why it's sort of looking a little different. So I'll just give it a wipe off. If all else fails, use your finger. And get the dried bark and go over the spear shaft again. Come on, stop messing about. Stop messing about. I was talking to the paint pot lid, not me. And you know, just as I go over it one more time. And I think that is all really we can do for base coating. We've done everything there that needs to be done. So what we're going to do next is go over, once the spear shaft has dried, with Agrax Earthshade, and then we can start highlighting. So let's get the aforementioned Earthshade of Agrax. And we go over everything with this. What we don't really want to do is go over the spear as yet, so we'll leave that for the time being and just try and get over the shield, all the metal work, all the skin tones, the fur, all the leather parts of the boots and the gloves. Obviously the shield. I suppose actually there's nothing stopping us doing the spear tip, is that we haven't just done, but we can try to avoid doing the spear for the time being. And there's not really much else to do. There is a complete lack or an almost complete lack of detail in the face, unfortunately. As I say, that could be down to either bad moulding or worst case scenario, it's the primer that's gone over before the base coat, filling in detail, or filling in the details. Okay, now we can go over the spearhead. Doesn't really seem much point in going over the spear staff because, or the spear shaft rather, because it's brown going over brown, and it's the spear shaft is a darker brown than the Agrax Earthshade, but we'll do it anyway. Okay, so that's all we can do tonight for this. He's base coated and washed. Next time when we do more, he will be highlighted and given a fresh coat, giving him a fresh lease of life. So until then, he says, popping his lid closed. There we are. So until next time, take care, God bless.